Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of House of Bugz. If you're new here, House of Bugz is where I transform myself into my favorite Tim Burton characters throughout the month of October. Today I'll be turning myself into one of Halloween Town's finest trick-or-treaters, Beryl, from my favorite movie in the entire world, The Nightmare Before Christmas. This video is in collaboration with itslikelymakeup and lilmoonchildd. They transform themselves into Lock and Shock, and all together we make Boogies Boys. So if you want to check out their videos, I will link them in the description down below. And if you want to see me spookify into Beryl, then just keep on watching. First up, I'll be using LA Girl's Pro Coverage Foundation in the shade White all over my face, neck, and ears, and I'll be applying that with a flat top kabuki brush. I also did not set my face because I'm going to be adding all kinds of paints and liquids on top of this, so there's no need to bother with that at all until the very end. I very quickly off camera did my eyebrows with just some black eyeshadow. This isn't really necessary, but I just wanted to add a glam aspect to the look. First, we're going to be starting off with eyes, and I'll be taking this UV neon green eyeshadow that I picked up from the Dolls Kill store in LA. They do have these shadows online, and I believe they are pretty affordable. They have all kinds of glow-in-the-dark colors, which I think is really fun for Halloween season. I'll be taking the neon green one and just applying that all over my crease and lower lash line. We want this look to be super blown out, so just keep blending it farther and farther down your face. Next, we'll be going into the Huda Beauty Sapphire Obsessions palette, and we'll be taking this like really turquoise color. It's like robin eggs blue color. I don't really know what to call it, but it is perfect for Beryl. And we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to keep it a little lower than the neon UV green shadow that we first used. I used this shade in my last tutorial, but I believe it's sold out on Linabugz's site. It is Linabugz's Inception Pressed Eyeshadow. It ended up turning out navy blue on accident, which I wanted purple, obviously, but navy blue ended up working out just fine. If you do just want to go straight in with a navy blue shadow, that works too. We're just going to add it a little bit lower. We're not going to cover up that turquoise or that neon green. We just want to create a nice, even gradient blend for our smoky eye. Next up, we just want a creamy base for the black shadow that we're about to put on top. So you can use a gel eyeliner or anything that you have to just make sure that that black eyeshadow is going to stick to your lid. I'm using Kat Von D Beauty's Basket Case Liner. I believe this is sold out. It's just what I had for the moment. You could definitely use NYX Cosmetics Jumbo Eye Pencil in black as a dupe for this. Carefully apply this to your lid. Don't get it onto your crease. We don't want to muddy up the shadows that we just worked so hard on blending. And then apply it to the lower lash line as well. All these brushes are very old and they either came with palettes or they have no names. So I'm going to try to describe them as much as possible, but as always, just use what you have. It'll work just fine. But basically, I'm taking a very small, fluffy brush and I'm trying to blend the eyeliner into the crease a little bit so it won't be so harsh of a difference when I add the black shadow on top. Now we're going to dip into the Creepy Cute palette by Strobe Cosmetics. This is one of my absolute favorite palettes. I love them so much. They have really vibrant pastels in here. But I'm going to be taking the black shade called Void, and I'm just going to be applying this very, very carefully and very low into my crease underneath the navy blue and patting that onto the lid and lower lash line as well. To finish up the eyes, I'm going to be taking this Everlasting Lip Liner by Kat Von D Beauty in the shade Outlaw. It's this really bright red, and I'm going to be applying that to my waterline. I saw a few photos where Beryl has a red waterline, so I just thought this would be a really pretty accent to the look. And then I'll be taking these really dramatic pair of lashes from the Bold Face makeup called Power Pair. I'll be adding just a little bit of cuteness and applying the UV neon green eyeshadow to the tip of my nose. Next, I'll be going in with a pencil brush and the shade Void that I used earlier for my eyes, and I'll be mapping out the illusion mouth that I'm about to do. I'm going in with a really, really light hand, and I tapped off most of the shadow, so it's just going to show up really light as like a rough draft, and it'll be really easy to cover up if I make any mistakes. So as you can see here, I'm just mapping out the shape of the mouth and the shape of the teeth. If you mess up, just wipe it off with your finger and keep it in mind when you go in with the actual paint. I'm just freehanding this. I'm looking at a picture of Beryl as I go and trying to mimic the shape of his mouth as best as I can. You definitely want to leave some space in between the teeth on the top row and the bottom row so you can have a layer of black for the illusion look. I also learned for the lower lips, it's better to exaggerate the teeth because of all the grooves that come along with your mouth. So we're all done, and we're gonna start going in with paints. I'm using Ben Nye's Magicake water-based paints in both black and white. Right now I'm taking the black shade, I'm just spraying it down with a little bit of water, and then I'm taking the same pencil brush and I'm just going over my rough draft that I created with my powder. So I'm basically re-outlining everything I've already done and then filling in the black hole that is his mouth. If you do mess up, it's no big deal at all. Just take a little bit of your white foundation and a flat top concealer brush and even out any lines that seem a little funky. Next, we're gonna go in with the white shade from the Ben Nye Magicake water-based paints. That is such a mouthful. And then we're gonna start filling in the teeth. I'm using a flat top concealer brush for this. You can definitely use whatever brush you're comfortable with. Thinner works best just because you're working with really small, fine details. So after that's all finished, I'm going back in with that black void eyeshadow and I'm just going to set the black paint that I originally put on. You want the illusion mouth to look as matte as possible. This is going to make it look as real as possible. However, I did try to set one of the teeth with white eyeshadow and I felt like it dulled out the teeth a lot. So I would skip that if I were you and just set the center of the mouth where the black is. Next, to create Beryl's lips, I'll be taking Kat Von D Beauty's Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Dreamer and this Furless Cosmetics pencil brush. I'm simply going to be tracing over the black mouth shape that I drew. I really wanted this look to glow in the dark, so it matched my glow in the dark t-shirt from Walmart. So I'm adding the UV green eyeshadow to the liquid lipstick. And since Beryl is always holding that little orange lollipop, I'm going to be adding my neon green UV gel liner from SUVA Beauty in the shade Fanny Pack to the bottom of the teeth. Because he is a professional trick-or-treater, his teeth are definitely rotted a little from all that sugar. Okay, that is it for today's episode of House of Bugz. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to tune into more spookifies. Don't forget to check out Lock and Shock's video in the description down below and give this video a thumbs up on your way out. Thanks so much again for watching, and I will see you next time.